Most people think the loudest person in the room has the most power. They're wrong. Real power doesn't shout. It doesn't need attention. It sits quietly and watches. In the next 10 minutes, you'll discover the dark psychology of silence and how saying less can make people respect you, reveal their secrets, and even change the way they treat you. Humans hate silence. An awkward pause makes people uncomfortable, and when people become uncomfortable, they start talking. They explain too much. They reveal things they never planned to say. If you want the truth, don't interrupt. Just stay silent and let the other person fill the empty space. The most dangerous negotiators know a secret weapon, the 4-second pause. When someone asks you a difficult question, don't rush to answer. Hold eye contact. Count to 4. The silence creates pressure, and pressure makes people reveal their emotions. When someone insults you, they expect a reaction. They want your anger. They want your attention. But silence changes the game. By refusing to react, you deny them power. Suddenly, they're left alone with their own negativity. While everyone else is busy talking, you're collecting information. You notice nervous smiles, shifting eyes, and uncomfortable movements. Quiet people often know more because they're paying attention while everyone else is trying to be heard. The person with the most authority usually speaks the least. Think about a judge, a leader, or a CEO. They don't chase attention. They wait, observe, and speak only when necessary. Silence creates presence, and presence creates respect. Investigators use silence for a reason. After someone finishes talking, they simply wait. Most people feel uncomfortable and keep speaking. That's when contradictions appear and hidden truths come out. Silence often reveals more than questions ever can. Many people talk too much because they're afraid of awkwardness. They want everyone to like them. But silence sends a different message. It says, I don't need approval to feel comfortable. That's when people start respecting your boundaries. People are fascinated by mystery. The less you reveal, the more others wonder about you. They start creating stories in their minds. They assume confidence, intelligence, and strength. Sometimes saying less makes you appear far more powerful. The next 5 rules are where silence becomes truly dangerous. Sometimes the best response is no response at all. When an argument gets emotional, silence becomes a reset button. Instead of fighting to win, you step back and let emotions cool down. A few moments of silence can prevent hours of regret. The person willing to walk away holds the most power. Silence isn't always sitting still. Sometimes it's quietly leaving a conversation that no longer respects your peace. The ability to walk away without explaining yourself is a superpower. Most people don't listen. They simply wait for their turn to speak. That's why a true listener has an advantage. When you stay silent and pay attention, people reveal their fears, desires, and insecurities without realizing it. Every conversation contains information hidden between the words, the tone, the pauses, the expressions. Silent people notice what others miss, and information is power. Not every attack deserves your attention. Some people want your reaction because it gives them control. By choosing silence, you send a message. Your negativity isn't important enough to deserve my energy. The strongest people aren't the loudest. They're the hardest to disturb. Silence trains emotional discipline. It teaches you to respond instead of react, and that's what separates powerful people from impulsive ones. True confidence doesn't announce itself. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't need to prove anything. That's why the quiet person in the room often appears the most confident. They're comfortable with silence because they're comfortable with themselves. Many people are afraid of silence because it forces them to face themselves. No distractions, no noise, just their thoughts. But if you can become comfortable in silence, you develop a level of inner peace that most people never reach. Words become valuable when they're rare. If you talk all the time, people stop listening. But when you speak less, every sentence carries weight. Silence makes your words feel important. Silence is powerful, but it's not about never speaking. It's about speaking with intention.
Stay silent when emotions are high. Stay silent when others are revealing themselves. But when your words can create value, speak clearly and confidently, because the strongest voice is the one that doesn't need to be loud. Master silence and you'll master people. If this video changed the way you think about silence, subscribe to The Real Fix and turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson on psychology, confidence, and self-improvement. And if you made it to the end, comment the word power below. I read every comment, and it tells me you're serious about becoming mentally stronger. Until next time, stay calm, stay quiet, and stay powerful.